Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here, coming at you today with another 3-star blueprint series, how to beat some internet bases at Town Hall 11 and Town Hall 10. Now, in case you want to re-reference today's episode, if you come across any of these bases in your clan wars, I'll go ahead and include timestamps in the description of which base is on at which time in the video. So hopefully that will help you guys out if you come across these bases. I'll also include the base names. So this is a first attack here. We're going to start right into it with Woody here. He's going to start by queen walking this base. Now this is probably the most popular base, certainly trophy bases in the game right now, and it's pretty easy to 3-star. I actually showed you me 3-starring this base using a bowler walk in my last bowler video, but we'll go ahead and watch Woody's method here, and it's really nice. It's going to be similar to how you beat any of these ring bases, but there is going to be one major difference, and that is the location on the jump spells and the entry points. Now against bases like this, you do want to make sure you establish the funnel correctly. You need all your Valkyries to go to the center of the base. So after all those units are cleared out on the inside of the base there by the Archer Queen, he quickly deploys the first jump spell along with a bunch of wizards just to take down all those defensive units along the perimeter and help those Valkyries funnel towards the center of the base. He drops his first rage spell very early on to engage that clan castle. Woody's always a big fan of using both rage and poison when engaging the clan castle. You can see he just barely overlapped that jump spell into that king compartment. I'm not sure he intended to do that, but either way it actually works out great for him, as most of the Valkyries did head to the center of the base. He uses that jump spell to allow them to access the far side, the northeast part of the base. Now I think ideally he would have had his whole army go in that direction, and then they would have been able to circle the base together rather than separating from the Valkyries there, but either way it actually ends up working out just fine for him, as he has all his heroes left, all on full health, and there's plenty of time left in this attack here. The few remaining Valkyries are going to die out, but like I said, he has a few wizards. He has the healers on the Grand Warden, unfortunately, not the Queen, but either way, it's going to be plenty of firepower left, and there's not a lot of units left as far as defensive units on the map to stop him. So this is actually a great strategy for taking down this base. Go ahead and use it, and for whatever reason, when we find these bases, they're usually using the same exact placement on all their Teslas and their traps and everything. So if you find someone making that mistake, go ahead and try to make them pay for it using that attack that Woody just illustrated so nicely. Now this is a similar type base, and it's a big ring base, and a lot of people find this very tricky, let alone to 2-star, never mind 3-star, but Woody's actually going to show us how to 3-star this base, and it's a little bit different than the previous base. Instead of having one entry point along the outside perimeter wall, you're actually going to have two on this base. So Woody lures out a little bit of the clan castle there. Only brings 2 hogs, so he's not able to empty out the entire clan castle. So he goes ahead and he starts the queen walk. He's going to go into quite a few point defenses here, as well as the enemy archer queen. So he's going to make sure he starts the queen walk with the Grand Warden at the same time. So he engages the enemy queen. He uses the queen's royal cloak ability. Now, had he used a poison spell against the queen like he did on the previous match, burning the queen's royal cloak may not have been necessary, especially with the protection of the Grand Warden, but who's to say? Either way, it ends up working out fine for him. So this is what I'm talking about, the 2 entry points here. So he has the queen starting one side of the funnel. He has on the far side 1 golem backed up by about 5 wizards on the south entry point, and then on the southeast entry point, as you can see, he has the Barbarian King along with the Valkyries and about 5 more wizards. So you really have to divide your army into 2 segments, at least as far as your wizards go, and then the rest of the remaining Valkyries, after the funnel is established to the center, to the core of the base, that's when you can deploy the rest of the Valkyries, and then you want to immediately hit your Grand Warden ability, obviously Eternal Tome, because the most important part of any Valkyrie attack, obviously, is to make sure the Valkyries can take down those Inferno towers and stay alive. That's why the Eternal Tome is so great when using them with the Valkyries. So again, here, Woody has plenty of troops left. Gonna drop a couple minions, help with the cleanup here. The healer's still alive, this time targeting the king, and that actually works out just fine. There are a few defensive units left on the board here, but he has some Valkyries alive as well, so he's gonna make quick work of this base. Woody is definitely one of our best attackers in Red Elite, and he's really showing us why he is with attacks like this. So let's go over again on these 2 bases. On the first base, you only need 1 entry point along the outside. On this base, because there are no dividers dividing walls, you need to make 3 entry points on the perimeter. So you can use wall breakers if you have the intestinal fortitude to do so. Me personally, I would go the Woody route and bring jump spells, because there's nothing worse than losing a 3-star attack because of a wall breaker fail. So look at all the troops left at the end of that raid. Very nice attack against a very popular base by Woody. Now on this replay here, we're gonna be tackling this popular variation of the Town Hall 10 ring base with the ring of non-defensive units around the core of the base. Obviously that makes it very tricky attacking this base with a traditional go wee-wee, go wipe type attack, but if you're going in with a Queen Walk into a Valkyrie attack, that poses no big issue. And something is gonna go terribly wrong in this attack by Clark Kent. You guys might recognize Clark Kent's name, by the way, from my Clash Royale videos. He's one of our better players in Clash Royale. So what happens here is he drops the Golem a little bit too early there, and the healers lock on to the Golem instead of the Archer Queen, and the Queen goes down. So a lot of you might be asking, why are you bringing us this replay if the Archer Queen dies in the first 20 seconds? And that's because the formula otherwise is perfect. You want to obviously keep your Queen alive in a perfect case scenario, wait till the healers and the Queen travel a little bit south, and then you want to go ahead and deploy the Valkyries and the King, just as Clark Kent does. And you can see he's still able to pull off the 3-star, even with the Archer Queen dying at the beginning of the raid. Now that is impressive, and that just goes to show you how formidable this strategy can be against a base like this. So you can see the King is actually taking the benefit again from the healers here, from some of them at least. Some of them are locked onto those wizards, and the King along with the wizards are pretty much going to make quick work of the rest of this base here. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit, because basically this is the blueprint for this base, right? You want to pick a corner. Ideally, it's going to be the corner closest to the clan castle, so you can trigger that and deal with that early on. And what you want to do is start your Queen right there, start her walk, and she's going to actually meet up with the rest of your troops later on. Because the defenses along the perimeter of this base are so light, the 4 healers should actually be able to keep your Queen alive, and then you deploy the Golem, and then you deploy the Valkyries into the center of the base. You jump along the far side, and bada bing, bada bang, bada boom, it's a 3-star attack. So here we have another attack. This one's against Jed, and this is a very impressive attack because there's only level 4 Valkyries on the attacker Thona's war. So only level 4 Valks, and she's actually going to 3-star this anti-3-star base with 2 max multi-target Inferno towers as well. So although this is not a prototypical internet base, the reason I'm bringing it to you guys today is because of these Inferno Tower locations on the anti-3 layout. Now, they're kind of in their own little compartments, but they lead right into one another in an obvious funneling of the troops. And if you can get your Valkyries, albeit level 4 here, if you can get your Valkyries into the core under a rage spell, that's your best bet in defeating a base like this, where you can access both of the Inferno Towers in relatively a very short time period. So it's going to be within a matter of 3 seconds, the Valkyries will kill both of these Inferno Towers, and that's really your best bet. Look at these 2 jump spells. Going to easily create a path for the Valkyries to totally take out the core of this base. So here it comes. 1 rage spell, 2 rage spell, engaging the first Inferno Tower. Queen is almost dying here. Queen so close to death. He or she does not pop the ability. The other Inferno Tower is long gone, and from here on out, Thona, I guess we're gonna go with a she. Thona is sitting on both hero abilities and a haste spell. Now, I would actually use the haste spell now on the Barbarian King. There's really no obvious spot to use it, but she ends up just sitting on the haste spell the remainder of the raid. She's gonna go ahead and poke through some of the perimeter walls, trying to make a path for that Barbarian King. Does a nice job there, but unfortunately, he does not take the path. But look at this, the Queen is now at full health, and granted she had to use her ability, but still, that's going to be plenty of firepower to take out the rest of this base, and there's actually plenty of time left. That's the nice thing about these Valkyrie attacks, right? Because they're so quickly moving that it's kind of made us forget and stop beating the drum at least so hard, the 3 minutes and 30 seconds versus the 3 minutes. I thought that was going to be a huge issue in the game when they changed that last update, but it turns out you only really need the 3 minutes because of how strong these Valkyries Valkyries are, so especially when you have the max ones in your clan castle. So guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me a little bit today. Hope you picked up a pointer or two on how to 3-star some of these internet bases. Guys, thanks again for watching, and as always, take care.
Play for fame, we don't play for cash. We just play for the glory and the crash of the ash.